So what's up guys, it's Jake here and I'm here with the second episode of the Atletico Madrid career mode in FIFA 18. So last episode it was like the intro one into this career mode, and if you haven't checked out the previous episode, I do strongly recommend to go back and check it. We were looking at our objectives and the transfer policies for this season and the kind of budget we used to have. So in this episode we have got a new tab in FIFA 18 that's called the Squad Hub, which is useful to see everything regarding to your player, like the status of them, like the stats they get in-game, their attributes and their financial position. So at the moment we are going to be taking a look at the financial position, because there's an interesting thing in FIFA 18 career mode which was not in FIFA 17, which is the release clause. As you can see in An Oblak's case, he's got a 121 million euros release clause. So which means I think everybody knows what a release clause is. If a club decides to pay 121 million for his services, like there's no denying us, and he will be directly able to contact with them regarding his contract personal. And we have to keep a note on the release clause, because if just say if Oblak is a good season, he's got up to 90 rated and his value is decided to go valued rocks up to somewhere around like 75 million, then means clubs like Manchester City, PSG, like top clubs would be deciding to meet his release clause. So we need to keep an eye on that. So scrolling down, I'm really looking forward to see the release clause of the players in our club, and we got one for Jose Maria Gimenez, 60.6 million. Seems okay for now, but his kind of player is just 22 years old and is going to be going up in overall once we get started to the season. So we need to keep an eye on that. Nothing on Godin there. And we got another one for Lucas Hernandez, so we'll be looking forward to change that once we get into the season. And we got 51 million for Savage. No one is going to pay that kind of money for Savage. And Sequeira, second choice left back, he's got a release clause of 9 million, but however I am really deciding to replace him with another left back, or so if any club decide to pay 9 million for him, it will be good business deal there. And moving on, we got one for Thomas, 23.5 million. Seems okay for me up to now. And we got one for Gabby, 21.5 million. He's 33 years old, so there's no danger in him. And we got 83 million for Costa. His current value is 40 million, so we need to keep a very close note on Costa there. And Saul has got one for 72 million. So once again, Costa and Saul are the two crucial midfielders in our team, so we need to keep a close eye on their growth and their value. We don't have one for Carrasco, which is good. And then Nicolas Gaitan we have for 52 million, which is, once again, we don't need to worry about that. And this guy is another guy, so we are looking forward to strengthen our right mid position. Vitolo, you can play either at right mid and left mid. He is currently on loan with Las Palmas. He was signed from Sevilla this campaign. Due to some transfer ban for Atletico Madrid, he has been loaned out. So I'm going to be playing with Gaitan at the start of the season. If things do not work out, I'll be bringing this guy back from loan. So we necessarily do not need to strengthen our right mid position straight up, so we got a backup option there. So moving into Kevin Gamero, once again a very interesting player. He's got a release clause of 51 million, so we need to keep a note on this French forward as well. And Angel Correa, 42 million, and there are two decent strikers, like third choice strikers in Atletico Madrid, Correa, and another one is Luciano Veto, but my favors are towards Correa. Is young, and he's got 4-star skills and weak foot, I believe. Vieto has got only 3-star. So I will be looking to listening offers to Luciano Vieto, because we got like Fernando Torres. We are looking forward to bring in Diego Costa. We got Kevin Gamero and Griezmann. So there's a lot of forward options currently at Atletico Madrid. So I'll be looking forward to having a good offer for Luciano Vieto and stuff. Another interesting prospect is Diego Jota is out on loan at Wolves. So another interesting young prospect we can bring back from loan if we need much more squad depth in our squad. So that's basically the squad role, guys, and I have basically created a second team with an arrow formation. We do not have a lot of wingers, so we'll be looking forward to strengthen that in the transfer window. So I've decided to put my second formation a bit narrow and use all the midfielders, the center midfielders I've got. So this is basically my second team there. So moving into the transfer hub, we got some interesting players. So as you can see, we have got Diego Costa. We'll be definitely signing Diego Costa because in real life Chelsea have let him go and he'll be joining Atletico Madrid from January. So the deal is yet to take place, but it will take place soon enough. So we are definitely going to be grasping Diego Costa from Chelsea. So as you know, our left back is not like a solid points. We got Felipe Luis, who's a 85 rated, who's really high rated. But apart from him, he's still an 31 or 32 rated, 32 years old, so he's getting on a bit. So we need to strengthen our left back. We do not have a capable second choice left back. So these are my choices. We got Grimaldo from Benfica, who looks a really young prospect, and he's currently 80 overall, and he's got a release clause of around 38.5 million, and he's on very low budget, 12,000 a week. Seems really low for a top quality player. We got Bernard from FC Bayern Munich, not my favorite, but his release clause is much better than Grimaldo. And we got Alberto Moreno. So the three are the Spaniards, so it would make sense to bring them back to the Spanish capital. So we got Moreno. I'm not a really good fan of Moreno, but he's got some decent pace. Would be good for recoveries and stuff. His defending and stuff is not decent, but his dribbling, his shooting, passing, and his pace is much decent, and I'll be looking forward to him as well. And the final player is Baba Rahman, and I'm really a fan of this guy, and he's got a real face this year, so I'll be really looking forward to sign him from Chelsea. And his release clause is the lowest, it's around 21.5 million. These three players are currently being scouted. Once we know their overall and their stats, we'll be going for them depending on who fits the team better. So we get a transfer offer from Juan Fran from Leicester City. Not a bad offer. They decided to match his, pretty much match his value of 14 million, but he's a first choice, so I'm not even going to reject it. I'm going to simply block offers for Juan Fran. So this is the start of the preseason tournament, guys. In the Invitational Cup, we are facing Paris Saint-Germain. So I decided to put my second team because I do not want to risk injuries to my starting 11 players, and simulation has been so bad in the past FIFAs. When you play a home game, you can pretty much win a majority of the game. But when you play away game, even though you play a much less stronger team, the chances of you losing the game are pretty much high. I would really like to see how the simulation does in FIFA 18. And as you can see, we picked up injury for Fernando Torres, and Griezmann scores as the winner. So Torres is just injured for 3 days, so that's a bit of a lifeline for us. And we got a transfer offer for Gabby from Villarreal, so I'm not interested in once again in letting Gabby go as well. So moving into the second game against Al Nassr, I'm going to simulate this game as well. There is actually no point in playing the preseason tournament, especially when you are on EA Access and you do not want to waste your time and playing games that do not matter for your season. So I'm going to simulate that. We get a 1-1 draw. And moving into the final game of the group stages, once again against the Saudi League team, and we should be easily going through to the knockout stages. 4-0 win, absolutely nailed it. So moving into the semi-finals of the Invitational Cup, we got Everton from the Premier League. So I decided to put my first team. I don't want my first team to be entirely rusty when they play the first game of the Liga Santander season, so I decided to play my first team. I'm just going to simulate here. We won 5-4 on penalties after drawing 1-1 in the normal time. So before getting into the final game against PSG, we got an offer from Oblak, 60 million from Villarreal. Damn, how did Villarreal get that kind of money though? We are going to block. We are not interested in selling our first choice goalkeeper. So Oblak kinds of attract interest from our rival clubs and other clubs. So it's very interesting to note the point. We need to strengthen his release clause as well. So the final game, fortunately, we do lose 2-1 to Paris Saint-Germain. Goals from Cavani and new signing Neymar denies that one goal from Torres to lift the cup. So I do not really care for this cup because we got some nice money though. 7.5 to 8 million we got. So I'm really happy with that. So looking at the calendar, we do not have a busy schedule. There's not much cup game action going on. We just have 2 league games, one against Girona, the away game first, and once again an away game to Las Palmas in August. So it's going to be a very free month, August basically. Now it's time to get into the transfer hub. We have got all the player ratings confirmed. So Grimaldo is 80 rated, is 21 years of age. He's going to be a bit pricey though. Bernat 79 rated, so he seems kind of pricey, and Baba Rahman, his weekly wages are once again 80,000, but we can snap him up somewhere around like 12 million to around 17 million. So he looks to be a cheap player, and he's got some good stats, I know that. And Moreno 76 rated, he's going to be the cheapest guy, but I think I'll be looking to sign Baba Rahman, and first we got to go through Diego Costa, because he's our primary target in this career mode, trying to strengthen up our striker position. And by the way, this is a new cutscenes, and it kind of looks refreshing from FIFA 17, because FIFA 17 transfers are a bit bit meh, and they do not have like the hype of purchasing a player and stuff. So you might have seen this transfer dozens of times. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really change. Everything is as entirely the same, and it's kind of it will get like a bit old when you do like 5 or 6 transfers into the game. So Costa's value is around 46 million, so I'll be going in with 55 million bid. And I have rumors that if you do submit a bad offer, the opposite manager might storm out of the room and you might not get to sign a player in this transfer window. So I'm going to be much respectful for Costa and get a bid around 55 million. However, Antonio Conte wants around 67, maybe 60 million for Costa. That seems really good. We actually have only around 65 million, so they're willing to let Costa go for around 65. Like, because we only got 65 million. How about 62.5, Conte? So, oops. 62.5. How about that? Like, let's meet in the middle. I want Costa for 60, you want 65 million for him, so let's meet in the middle for 62.5 million. That should be enough. Like, don't bargain a hard deal. Oh my god, thank god for that. So we have a deal. We initially cut 2.5 million on some good bargaining stuff, so that's with the manager, and now we can approach Diego Costa to sign for us. So let's go into the player agent negotiation with that thing. And this negotiation I do really like, apart from compared to the talk with the manager one, because you have the player reaction, you have the agent reaction as well, so it kind of adds more authenticity compared to the one with the manager one. So regarding the squad role, we get to offer the squad role. I think crucial is the only thing Diego Costa will accept, because in 86 rated striker is an elite, one of the elite striker. So it doesn't matter, it's not going to be important, it's going to be crucial, it's going to be starting every game of the season. So I'm going to be giving him a crucial, which is a no-brainer. And Costa seems pretty happy about that. And regarding the contract length, they only want to sign a 3-year deal. So I do not want to counter at this time. He's 28 years old, so we might only do 3 seasons maximum in this career mode. So it doesn't really bother me. So we'll be happy to offer Costa a 3-year contract. So I would really like Costa to have a $120 million release clause. I don't know what their opinion is about them. I do not want a release clause, but I think the high quality players do demand a release clause, because they like to see new adventures and blah blah blah. So we can agree to the release clause. So they agree to a $120 million release clause. So it's kind of nice to see. I don't think many big clubs who do have interest in Costa. So moving on into that is final thing is the wage bill. So I've been really willing to offer Costa $200,000 because he's moving into Spain. So I want to give another 2 million or 3 million signing bonus as well. So regarding that, so how about that? We remove the bonus and I will give you a $10 rise. $10,000 rise in the wage, 2.7 million signing bonus. You should be perfectly fine for this. Come on, guys. Oh, finally. So that's it. Let's put Diego Costa up at striker in our squad. So we got an interesting offer from Arsenal for Sal. They offered 38 million euros. They are badly in need of a centre mid, isn't it? Arsenal definitely need another centre mid. And I'm taking no choices with Sal. He's one of my crucial players in my career mode, and he's a very young prospect as well. So there's no for Arsenal there. Oh my god. Everton have decided to match 51 million euros for Kevin Gamero, his release clause. I thought that was fine, that was too much that any club would pay. But seriously, Kevin Gamero seems to be a hot property, and it looks like he'll be leaving. So now we have an offer for Luciano Vieto. So the offer was around 24 million from SD Eibar. Do I want to send him to another club in the La Liga? Getting around like 25 million for Vieto would be good. So Kevin Gamero has decided to join Everton, and we have got 46 million added to our transfer budget. And there's an offer for Diego Godin, and regarding Vieto's sale, they have decided to offer 25.4 for Luciano Vieto. So we'll be looking to accept that offer. Don't get me wrong guys, we have got plenty much striking options left in our team, so we are completely covered in the striker position. And regarding the offer from Bayern Munich, I'm just decided to block it. I don't want my best centre back going into one of my rivals in the Champions League. So fortunately or unfortunately, we have to meet with Antonio Conte again regarding the purchase of Baba Rahman. No salon clause, and let's submit that offer. I have seen that there's been an offer going with Watford as well, so we need to, if we are going to sign Baba Rahman, we need to wrap this up quick. But of course we have other options in Grimaldi, Alberto Moreno and stuff. So Antonio Conte decided just that's enough. 14 million seems a fair bit for Baba Rahman. So a squad rotation player, because I plan on playing him now and then, like rotating my squad. We got Champions League fixtures as well, so it will be good for Baba Rahman. I'll be giving a lot of time to Baba Rahman, and sure. So in terms of contract length, I do want a 5-year deal as well. They do want a 5-year deal, so pretty much no argument in that. They do want a 32.5 million for a release clause for Baba Rahman. Previously was on 21 million, I believe, so that's a fair deal. You know what? I'm pretty much going to accept that. Although I want to make a slight modification to that, it's pretty much what I'm willing to give as well. It's not worth the time talking to negotiating to this. So there we go. We have signed a second player, Baba Rahman, our new second choice left back. So it's looked like Luciano Vieto has rejected a move to SD Eibar. So based on the contract terms, so he'll be staying with us. So that's good to know. We have got another backup striker.
Will know they're in a game today because they're playing against Diego Costa. Crowd excited to see how he'll go on his debut today. We're moments away and it's live. Hi there everybody, delighted to have you along for the ride for this game. Alan Smith has joined me in the commentary position.
So this is the first game of this season guys, against Girona, an away game as well. So it should be easy regarding our standards of the team. And it's a season opener, so we do not want to put in a shabby performance. We need to be at the top of our game. And as you can see, Diego Costa was in good form warming up, and I really hope he scores a goal or two in the season opener. And same goes for Griezmann as well. I really want to enjoy Griezmann. So regarding our team, we keep our first team. Unfortunately, there's no debut for Baba Rahman. He'll be getting his debut in the future games. And if you haven't noticed, Felipe Luis is already down by 1 in his overall, so that's a bit of a concern. Oh, that was a great effort from Diego Costa. He turns up from the defender and oh my god, it was so close to hitting the top right corner. I really like the link up so far between Costa and Griezmann. So can we get on the counter attack with Kaitan? Kaitan is not really quick enough. Let us switch the play to the left hand side. So that's the end of the first half. The half went really quick by. So that was a decent half. We had chances and they had chances. So I'm going to be making some final changes. We only got 2 minutes to go. Let's put on Gabby, and our midfield has been lacking today. Our midfield has been lacking today, surprisingly. and let's bring on Fernando Torres and put him just behind Costa and Griezmann onto the left. So any final attack would be really nice. Oh my god, that was so close! Fernando Torres sets up Diego Costa perfectly. Oh my god, but a shot, he did not finish it that enough. My god, that would have been a 3 points and a perfect debut goal. That's going to be the end of this game, guys, and that's going to be the end of this episode as well. So if you enjoyed it, drop a like, and I'll be back with more gameplay in the next episode. So until then, guys, I'll meet you later.